run I'm about to show you is I recorded it from both angles, but while I was pulling the video off of the other camera, my dog decided that it was time to play with the memory card. So, yeah, so I don't have the other angle. I apologize for that. She's doing a really good job of making this tough on me, but that's okay. I love her anyhow. Anyhow, all right, on with the run.
All right, so break and run. Yep, dog ate my homework. That's basically what I just said. Uh, okay, so starting from a side break, obviously straight pull, break and run. As always, the first thing I'm going to want to do is get control of the cue ball. Um, Now I've got problem down in the bottom left-hand corner with that 6 and the, looks like the 10. Um, and the little cluster in the middle of the table, the 13, 14, 3, 8, 4. None of those balls have a pocket right now. So I'm going to have to do something about that as well. I've got a choice of breaks in the 5 and the 7. I like the 5 a little bit better. It's sitting a little higher on the rack. It's got more options. So the first thing I need to do is get control of the cue ball. So I'm going to use the 11 down the table. You're not going to see it, but it does go in. And I'm just going to hold the cue there in the center of the table. So now I've got my options. Um, like I said, I've got a problem down there in the bottom left corner. I need to get the 12 and use it to break out the 6. Okay, so now with that brushing the way it did, the 4 ball goes in the bottom left hand pocket. But I've got these 3 balls in the way, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of these. Use the 6 to get on the 10. I'm going to use the 10 to get on the 2 because the 2 is really what's blocking the 4 ball from going in that pocket. And the 4 ball is kind of key here. So I've got the 5 as my break shot. I bumped the 7. So the 5 is the break shot. When I break out those 4 balls, the 13, 14, 8, and the 3, I want them to go away from the 5 ball. So the 4 ball is the perfect vehicle to do that. So I'm going to use the 10 to get on the 2 so I can clear it out of the way. And then my plan is to go up for the 7 and use the 7 to get my leave on the 4. So I need to get across the center line of the 7 here. Okay, I got a little bit too far, I think. So this is now a thinner back cut on the 7. I don't like it. I'm going to use the 9 to reposition for a better shot on that 7. I need to be on that line that you see right there. If I'm on that line, then I just brush right through the middle of them, and I don't endanger my break shot while I am opening up that portion of the rack. I do need to do it pretty soon because otherwise I'll have to use the 5, and I don't want to do that. So 9, but I overdraw it a little bit. I'm on the wrong side of the 7. So yeah, I need to use the 15 to get on the 7. 15 is kind of a thin cut, so I'm going to shoot this really, really soft. And the reason I do that is so that if I do hit it too far to the right, if I don't hit the center of this pocket, which is really thin to begin with, the speed will let the pocket drag the ball in. And you'll see that happen here. Checking all my angles because I need to be really sure at this point because I only get one shot at getting on the 4 to break those out. Okay, you see how the pocket drug the 15 down? Um, if you shoot the right speed into the side pockets, the pocket will actually help you make the shot. Okay, nice easy roll on the 7, and I get the angle on the 4 that I need. So this is actually a perfect angle because it's going to let me run through those without even getting close to the 5. All right, now it's all about getting on the 5 for the brake. So I'm going to take the 13 here. I'm going to take it while I've got this really easy angle on it. I kind of think I make a mistake here. Well, I know I make a mistake here. So I make the 13, and I'm not worried about it because I'm going to make the 3 next. I should have taken the 8 next. And the reason I should have taken the 8 next is because the 3 makes that pocket bigger. But okay, I underhit this a little. My intent had been to come up for the 8 and then use the 14 to position. But with the angle I've got, I have no choice. I have to take this 14. It's not really that big a deal. I get perfect on the 8. This is going to let me just draw off of the 8 and come across the table for my leave on the 5. Just nice, easy draw shot. And I get a perfect break shot. Okay, speeding through the rack, as usual. Got to clean that cue ball. It's a mess right now. All right, on to the break. This is almost exactly the same break I used to start with. It is a perfect break shot. I get the break, I come out to the center of the table. Okay, so looking at this table, I have a problem in the 3, the 11, and the 12. You see me just point at it. I can see the 2, so I've got a good shot to start the rack off with. And the 115 up there is really not a problem. It's not a problem because both of those balls go into the pocket without any impediments. So my whole goal here is to deal with this 3, 11, 12. I'm going to use the 2 to position on the 10 in a way to allow me to move into the 3, 11, 12. And then I'll have the 8 ball as my safety ball. So if I don't get if I happen to die if the cue ball gets stuck in the 3, 11, 12, I'll be able to use the 8 ball as a way to get out of trouble. And I've also got the 7 there. So I'm just going to run into it here. Okay, so I hit the 3. So we got the 3 out of that mess. That's good. The 11, 12 is a problem. But in looking at it, it looks like I should be able to hit the 11, to carom off of the 11 and throw the 12 into the pocket. It's either that or a bank shot. One of the two. All right, so now I'm looking for a way to get back over and take and bump the 11, 12 and make it no longer a problem. The 4 is blocking the 6 and the 14, which are blocking each other. So, and right now the 9 is my only break shot. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that I'm going to I'm going to look at the 8 and I'm going to say, if I hit this, what happens to the 13, 6? And the 6 hits the side of the 14 and it rolls over. So I'm thinking that I'm going to shoot the 7, roll up for the 8, and when I hit the 8, I'm going to bump the 13 into the 6 off the 14, and it's going to make a break shot for me. So I get almost straight in on the 8. And I'm going to hit this pretty hard because I don't think the 6 is going to move much, and it ends up moving more than I thought it would. So now the 9 is definitely my break shot. Not a great break shot. It's high ups. I am going to move it a little bit there to try to see if I can get it over. Now it's a much better break shot. So yeah, so I'm happy with that break. I'm looking at this now. My next goal is I moved the 6 into a bad place. It's blocked by the 11. So My thought is, okay, I'm going to come off this 3-ball and I'm going to spin the cue around and try to run into those while I've still got balls on the table, because that problem needs to be dealt with, and it needs to be dealt with now. So you don't see it, but I put a whole bunch of bottom inside or bottom right English on it. Unfortunately, it was headed straight at that. All right, so I am running out of balls to deal with this problem. And where they're at now, the only ones that can help me deal with the 11, 12 are the 14 and the 6, and the 6 only has the pocket up the table. So the 14 is really the only thing left that's going to give me a chance to take care of this 11, 12. Now you see me looking at it. There is a carom here, but it's a very touchy one. It takes a lot of right-hand English, very slow, and because it takes so much English and so you have to hit it so slow, the cue ball is going to swerve in the wrong direction. So it's not going. The swerve is not going to help with making this. It's actually going to make it harder. So I really, really want to get on this 14, and so I'm going to go over here. I'm going to measure. Where do I need to be? Okay, if I'm here with inside English, I might be able to get there. Here with top English is perfect. That's where I need to be, is right here. Now I could use either the 15 or the 1. I'm going to use the 1 because it lets me get back out to the center of the table. Now, when you're drawing down the rail like this on a thin angle to the corner pocket, you can only hit that so hard. If you hit it too hard, you're going to end up with the ball getting spit out by the pocket. All right, so I'm about 3 or 4 inches short of where I needed to be, and I really have no choice. I'm going to have to play this carom. I can't wait around. Now, if I was playing against a player, what I would do here is I would make the 14. I would come over for the 13. I'd make the 13. I'd shoot the 9 in, and then make the 15 up the table, leaving the cue ball kind of on a straight line with the 6. I would shoot the 6 past the 11, 12 and roll the cue ball up and freeze it to the 11, 12. That would give me the most possible points, and I'd take away the break shot and let the other player have at it with 3 balls on the table, no good shot, and we could just battle it out on a safety from there. But since this is for a break and run, I'm going to go ahead and try this this really soft carom. Now this is bottom right hand English, and I hit it too hard and miss it. So there you go.